to solve your situation. Just the other week, we successfully removed the target on Nick to get $194,358 of taxes and penalties removed. This is why John Neal started Right Choice Tax Resolution, to help people fight the IRS and state. You don't know the ins and outs of all the taxes they can charge you or the more than 150 penalties they can impose on you. Make the right choice and call us at 844-222-1192. We want to help so your bank account doesn't get wiped out, your paycheck or Social Security garnished, or a lien put on your house. Get rid of that stress and get back to enjoying life. Call us at 844-222-1192 or visit rightchoicetax.us right now to book a meeting. We understand how stressful this can be. The situation won't go away if you do nothing. That's 844-222-1192 or rightchoicetax.us.
Looking for a totally rad flavor adventure, brochachos? Look no further than Surfer Boy Pizza as seen in Stranger Things. Each mouth-watering variety contains rich tomato sauce, delicious mozzarella cheese, and a gnarly range of toppings. The crust is crispy on the outside and airy on the inside. You'll think it was hand-tossed by the Surfer Boy Pizza dudes themselves. Look for it in the freezer aisle at your local store and buckle up your taste buds with Surfer Boy Pizza.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
On the Marquette University Golden Eagles Sports Network. From Learfield, this is Selection Sunday. Brought to you by Motor Bar and Restaurant at the Harley-Davidson Museum. Experience a Milwaukee icon. Marquette Athletics champion partners. Aurora Sports Health, Pepsi, and Wintrust. Wisconsin's Bank, the official bank of Marquette. Also brought to you by Coors Light. Choose Chill. Proud partner of Marquette Athletics. Here are your hosts, Steve Homer True and the Hall of Famer, Tony Smith.
This event is also brought to you by Marquette legend Tony Smith, who was honored at Madison Square Garden. He, because he's a Marquette legend, was not required to pay a penny to be one of the great sponsors of this, the Selection Sunday show. He doesn't even know he was a sponsor, and he never was until right now when I decided that in the future, anytime that somebody is the Marquette legend honored at Madison Square Garden in the Big East Tourney, they will also be a sponsor of our upcoming Selection Sunday show, which I assume we will always have because you figure Marquette's going to make the tournament. Marquette legend, and please understand that the trivia question for the future Marquette history is at Madison Square Garden, when Tony Smith was honored as the Marquette legend, what other potential legends were in the building but not selected as the winner of the award? Do you know the answer, sir?
I do not.
The correct answer would be Dwayne Wade and Steve Novak.
Are you sure that's it?
I'm not sure that it's it.
Could be more.
There could be more. I'm working on that. Okay. And if there's an update on that, I will.
Right.
But probably the one that will stand out the most is Dwayne Wade. So you can use that trivia however you want.
I got it.
You got it. Mm-hmm. All right. Of course, the Selection Sunday show is brought to you by, among all the others, Wintrust, Wisconsin's Bank. There is discussion about where Marquette will be, and I've seen some at an 8, and that's just so fundamentally wrong. My understanding is that they assess your entire season. Marquette has a win over Maryland at Maryland. Marquette has some very impressive wins.
Yep.
Where they and when they occur shouldn't make any difference. They look at your entire resume, which is why often teams that do well in their conference tournament don't move as much as expected because people overvalue
the
last games. How you're playing, you know how that's important as to how you will maybe do in the NCAA tournament, but doesn't benefit you. The problem they have this year, I believe, is that the SEC is arguably the greatest conference in the history of NCAA men's basketball, only because it has 1 million teams.
Yep.
The greatest conferences ever were probably the Big East during its prime, and then also the ACC when it had 8 teams, and like 7 of them were incredible. When you have, how many has the SEC got? 16, I think. I confused the 16 and 18. But anyway, so what do you do when you have all these teams, and then when you get to play them in the conference, you're getting to play more what do they call it? Quad 1 or whatever that is.
Yeah, the higher level,
Right,
level
so the
teams.
key is how you do. Well, yeah, and that's all determined by how those teams played in non-conference schedule. You can't give them the benefit of that because they're all just playing each other. So I don't know what the NCAA is going to do with that, but I think it's possible. This is the time for all my great predictions. I think it's possible the SEC could have 6 or 7 teams in the Elite Eight. I'm going to go with 6.
Yeah, I'm currently searching for some criteria that would help, but it seems like they have. I know they have a committee, then they all rank the teams,
right?
Then they take. But I'm wondering what goes into the.
Well,
the
they've
ranking.
talked about these stats they use,
right?
And they're adding stats. You know why you add stats? Because you can then find a stat that defends your position.
Correct.
You have only one stat. You got to stick to that stat. Now I got like 5 or 6 stats. We want to have Marquette here. Find a stat that fits what we want to do. And there's going to be a stat. So they just keep adding them. So I am saying I will be disappointed, maybe even devastated if Marquette is not a 7 seed. Because if you're an 8, that means after you win, you got to play a 1.
Well, you still got to win because you got to play what 9 first, right?
Right. Well, no, Marquette's winning the first game. That's a given.
Well, I'm just saying you got.
No, you don't.
You got a tough game. I don't think any game's easy.
Correct, but you'd rather play a 10 than a 9 or an 11. Now, right. But I would say anyway. But I am.
They did face a 12.
Shaka's not. Yes.
And John Morant. That was a.
Shaka is.
You would argue that was not really a 12, though.
No, that was the worst draw in the history. Oh, I mean, I can't.
Right, so that's also of importance, a draw,
right?
A matchup.
When you have when you're playing a 12 with somebody who might be in the Basketball Hall of Fame, that's going to be tough. If you'd have played Marquette with Dwayne Wade and and Marquette was a 12, you're in trouble.
Correct.
No, people ask me since I've been doing this 100 times. Your memorable games. My most memorable game involving a player not on Marquette was that game. I can't believe how good he is.
Incredible, yeah.
It was like it was an 8th grade game, and you have one guy probably like playing against you.
He was toying with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Marquette, I think, would put multiple players on him at times. And then he would toy to score, or if necessary, he would toy to pass.
Making easy passes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Marquette had some good players at that time. There was only one player on the floor.
Yeah, it was certainly a clinic. So that comes into it as well, right? Everything is matchup dependent. That's what the NCAA is all about. So you want some kind of favorable matchup that favors your style of play or your personnel.
And if you're playing a 12 seed from a smaller school, you don't want them to have a Hall of Fame player. And it is possible that John Morant could get in the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Very possible.
Very possible.
Yep.
All right, so I say they're a 7, Marquette. I will be not devastated. I will be disappointed with my understanding of how the seedings work. Marquette has a very good quad 1 and 2 record because they had impressive wins.
Right.
At Maryland, and it doesn't matter if it's a conference game or not.
Yeah, and some of the losses, the St. John's losses can't hurt you.
Correct.
They're a high seed.
Marquette had very few bad losses.
Correct.
So it wouldn't even shock me if Marquette was a 6 seed. That would be possible as well.
Yeah, I think that's the high point 6.
Yes.
Low would be 8.
8, right. Yeah. I'm with you on that. We don't agree very often.
We do not.
We do not. All right, now we get to
join my club. We should say.
I am joining your club. Yes.
Wow.
And you don't.
I think that's the first club.
No, it's the first club you've ever created.
Right. I don't even offer
can't
club
join
memberships.
a Tony Smith club because you don't like clubs.
That's true.
All right. Come shake things up at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee in the Roll for Riches game show. This month, play with your rewards card for drawing entries, and Thursday nights you can rake in a share of $300,000 in cash and prizes to be won. Roll for Riches only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 years old to play. And don't wreck a great time. The Marquette Golden Eagles remind you to drive sober or get pulled over. zeroinwisconsin.gov to learn more. Zero in Wisconsin. Together we can save lives. Wisconsin DOT. And now, the newest club, now that Tony Smith has decided to have clubs, this is Selection Sunday. Marquette, along with every other team, will wait until 5 o'clock when they start the selection. Do it for an hour. We will be discussing things until 5 o'clock with some members of the Marquette team and Shaka Smart, I think, at some point. Or anybody else you would like to talk to.
Let me ask you this. So you've been around forever.
Yes, I have, forever.
I don't want to age you or anything.
Fine, you can age me. I'm 70. What? You can't make me feel older than I am.
The good news is that you're not one of those teams on the bubble waiting to get in.
How
Can
great
you remember the last time that was a situation?
It's horrible.
Where you're like, oh, are we going to get in or not?
Yes.
You do?
I mean, I can't remember the year,
specifically,
but I remember the feeling.
Yeah,
you just hate it. Then you have to follow those things every day. There are more people doing it now than then. But yeah, there's nothing like knowing you're in and just discussing.
That would be tough, I think.
A good example is Xavier.
Right.
I think Xavier should be in, but I don't really know because I haven't checked their quad and things like that.
Yeah, but given what you said, they've been playing great lately.
Well, yes.
And you would think that would help.
Right, but the Big East is not as deep as it's been, so it doesn't help you. Like, there have been other years where there have been more good teams. There have been some teams at the bottom this year in the Big East that were carp bottom, very bottom.
Right, we got 4 solid.
And 4 solid.
4 solid.
Right, and then there's Xavier.
the next.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I can't have any prediction because I haven't seen what they did, but they do not benefit.
I thought you would have done extensive homework.
I don't care about Xavier.
No, I mean just in general on the bracket.
Oh, no. I just care about Marquette. And as you said, when you're in, you don't worry about it as much. Like, there's no real – we answered it. Yeah. It's a 6, 7, or 8, probably a 7. All right, fine. You want to be a 6 because then when you win, then you don't have to play a 1. Now, there could be a matchup. If I had a choice, I would prefer a matchup in the second game with Michigan State.
Okay.
I'd like another shot at them. They knocked Marquette out a couple years ago.
They did? You looking for payback?
I don't know that anything is going to pay it back, but I'd be curious to see how this team would do against Michigan State. They play a certain way, and they're good. I don't want to play any team from the SEC. That's what I know.
And there's going to be a lot of SEC teams.
I know. I don't want to play them. I think they're all good, and they've had this incredible run. You could hope maybe they're tired. But I'm guessing every team in the SEC is going to be so happy to be playing somebody from another conference.
I thought those were football conferences. SEC, no?
Not anymore.
Well, I'm looking on the ESPN thing, and they got the last team in. Guess who?
Xavier.
Yep.
Yeah, they're right on the edge. Yeah. They mentioned, and Lenardi's really good at this. DeCourcy, who does it for Fox, you should look him up. He's pretty good as well. I think in terms of picking teams, they're all very good. In general, they end up disagreeing or missing on like one team. Like he has Xavier in, somebody else will have Xavier out and pick, I don't know, Texas. Mm-hmm. Like Texas.
Texas is one of the first 4 out.
Yeah, and I don't get that. But
Carolina as well.
Yeah, Texas, I mean, they had some great wins because everybody in the conference you play is tough, but they probably didn't do as well in non-conference play. So, but I would much rather play Xavier than Texas. But no one's asking me, so that's fine. Selection Sunday, we have guests coming up. The first ever Tony Smith club, and if you would ever like Tony Smith to have other clubs, let me know because I will gladly suggest it. Please understand that Tony disagrees. This is a club. Tony disagrees with what I say about 85% of the time. So my suggestion of a club will not go as well as if Dwayne Wade suggested a club, for example. Or I don't know who else. Family members
85,
probably.
85 is accurate, yep.
85 is accurate. We will take a break, and then we'll discuss locations. This is where we can guess.
Xavier's
where
1-9 in
going.
quad 1.
Yeah, that's.
By the way.
Yeah. Look at what Texas
8-2
is.
in quad
2.
2, yes.
Yeah.
Quad
right.
1, Texas is 7-10. They got a lot more quad.
Yes, because every game they play in their conference is tough. All right, we will break, and then we will get to locations, to guests. Marquette fans, Buffalo Wild Wings is the official sports bar, Marquette March Madness, and the official viewing party location for Marquette tournament games. Check out the Golden Eagles watch party schedule at gomarquette.com/BWW. The next watch party is at the Oak Creek Buffalo Wild Wings for the first round of the NCAA tournament. Depending on the NCAA bracket schedule, Marquette will play either Thursday or Friday. I guess there is the possibility of playing in Dayton, or maybe there isn't, and I just didn't check well enough. Let's go
on a
sports
prediction?
bar for an early game. Tony Smith and locations. Which location is he going to pick for Marquette next?
We love MU, yes we do. We love MU, how about you?
Woo, yeah, I love the Golden Eagles.
Bet you don't even have an MU debit card.
Don't let this happen to you. Open a Marquette checking account from Wintrust Wisconsin's bank and get a $100 bonus with qualifying activities. And score yourself an exclusive MU debit card. Visit wintrust.com/Marquette. Wintrust, the official bank of Marquette University. Banking products provided by Wintrust Financial Corp Banks. No minimum to open, no minimum monthly balance or monthly maintenance fees. Available only at Town Bank N.A. member FDIC.
There's something for everyone at the Harley-Davidson Museum campus, celebrating over 15 years as one of Milwaukee's top tourist destinations. Set on a 20-acre park-like campus with plenty of free parking, the HD Museum offers riverfront dining at Motor Bar and Restaurant, one-of-a-kind shopping at 2 retail stores, and a calendar full of events. Take a tour to see the newest exhibit, Creating a Legend, Art and Engineering at Harley-Davidson. And don't miss the Experience Gallery, where visitors can interact with the newest Harley-Davidson models. Plan your visit today at hdmuseum.com. It's Marquette game day and everyone is coming over. Make sure your menu starting lineup includes locally produced Odyssey Greek yogurt dips. Bell pepper, French onion, Southwest, Mediterranean feta, and tzatziki pairs great with chips or veggies. Be a host of a healthier game plan and blend an Odyssey Greek yogurt smoothie with 8 amazing flavors of 0% fat Odyssey Greek yogurt. Pull out the MVP, Odyssey feta cheese, a great addition to salads, pizzas, or nachos. Find more game day inspired appetizers, sides, and main dishes at odysseybrands.com.
I'm Sawyer. And I'm Shannon. Together, we're Twin Stunts, the only twin motorcycle freestyle show in the world. We are born and raised in Wisconsin, so we want all our fellow cheeseheads to know that even though we clutch it up, hit 12, and drift in our show, we would never do it on the open road. And there's another thing we would never do on the road. Drive drunk. Drive sober. Or get pulled over. Together, we can save lives. Learn more at zeroinwisconsin.gov. Wisconsin DOT.
Stop the pig!
Hey Marquette fans, it's David Joplin
and Chase Ross from your Marquette Golden Eagles men's basketball team, reminding you to swing by your local Piggly Wiggly to pick up your favorite game day eats.
Whether it's fresh produce, certified Angus beef, or a sweet treat from our bakery, Piggly Wiggly has everything you need to amplify your Marquette game day experience.
Piggly Wiggly is a proud partner of Marquette Athletics, and remember,
we are Marquette.
Piggly Wiggly, stop the pig!
Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged for a smoother finish. It's got that crisp, refreshing taste that makes every moment cheering on your team even better. Plus, the mountains on the bottles and cans turn blue when your beer is Rocky Mountain cold. So you never have to guess if your Coors Light is ready to drink. So crack one open, take a sip, and enjoy the game. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
What? This is Selection Sunday Show. I'm Homer with the Hall of Famer and the Marquette legend, as stated earlier this week at Madison Square Garden, Tony Smith. And we will have other people here. But right now it is trying to see and predict. We have predicted Marquette. I'm predicting a 6. And as a club, we say 7 is most likely. And are you picking a 6 or a 7?
Well, we said from 6 to 8, so you just go in the middle, 7.
All right, you're going 7. I'm on the record as 6.
Okay.
And no one agrees with me. First time ever in my life.
Shocking, but really not.
Yes.
You're always out on the trunk.
Now and then, yes. All right, now we get to locations. We have Lexington, Kentucky, Providence. We go there. Wichita. I'm not exactly sure where that is in Kansas. Denver, Seattle, which is actually in Alaska. And, of course, right here at the Fiserv Forum, where Marquette cannot play because it's their home court, Cleveland and Raleigh, North Carolina. I never make a choice based on suspecting where they're going to go, because you can play in a certain area and then go into a different bracket. You can play in Milwaukee and then go to the West after
Well, you might be in the West and play in Milwaukee. Yeah,
correct.
The bracket, the region is really relevant.
I am going with Cleveland, Ohio,
and
because I have a high school friend, Bear Thomas,
who
lives in Cleveland.
Only reason I would push back on theirs is too close.
Yes, we have, but
if you're going to be a 6 seed, that's too close to home.
I think you're probably right, but that doesn't mean I can't.
Well, the only way,
Cleveland.
the only other way to possibly even guess anything like that would be if you knew the other 6 seeds.
Correct. I would like to go to Cleveland. You also have a second choice of where you'd rather go anywhere in the world than to this place, and of course, that would be Seattle, because that's like a million hours away.
Welcome to Seattle.
Okay, maybe I did jinx it. We'll see.
You did. 100%.
Well, all right, we'll find out.
Because you're dying not to go there.
I'm dying not to go there. Now
everybody can thank Homer.
We need your selection as to where you would like to go. I pick Cleveland, and where you and which
I would like to go to Denver.
You'd like to go to Denver.
Nice weather there.
And you'll pick that. I mean, why not pick where you want to go, right?
But,
you don't lose anything.
Yeah, I think.
Where do you not want to go?
Not?
Yeah.
Providence.
Providence. Really? Okay.
Oh, no, I take that back. Yeah. Providence for the first round would be the least ideal place to go.
Now, I picked the place I want it to be, Cleveland, as where Marquette will go, but you don't have to. You would like them to go in Denver.
You want to go to Cleveland?
Yes, because I want to see my friend, Bear Thomas.
Oh.
He created one of the greatest.
What's your second choice? Desire. Like, where do you want to go? After Cleveland, where
Lexington, Kentucky.
Lexington.
I have a brother who lives
okay with that.
very close there. Location to me depends totally on.
Now the real question is not personal. Where do you want to go?
Everything is personal.
Where do you think they're going to be?
You want to know?
Think they're going to be?
I don't have any idea.
I know now because
I jinxed
it,
Seattle.
so they're going to be in Seattle.
I am going to guess. I'm going to guess Denver.
You think it's going to end up Denver?
But I want to emphasize I have no idea.
We know that. We've established that.
But I like to think
these are all guesses just for entertainment purposes.
For a location, yes. I don't know how often. We might ask Marquette Athletic Director Mike Broker because he studies like everything possible.
Is it safe to say you know nothing?
No, it is not. I know much. I'm very smart.
Okay.
But on this.
I'm talking about this.
I know
you know nothing on this. Okay.
Other than if I had wanted to know, I would have asked Mike Broker because I think he studies all of these things.
Broker studies?
Oh, big time.
I don't think so.
Oh, yes. Oh, I'll bet
I'll need some verification on that.
He's going to be on in the show at some point. I will bet he checked 50 websites over the tournament. 50. That's my over-under.
You think he's grinding away, huh?
Oh, I think he loves to try to figure this out. Now he is in a position where maybe he could help. I think if I had to ask one person in the country on location of Marquette's first game, I would pick him. Okay. So if we have him on between 4 and 5, then I'm going to pick him. All right. We'll take a break. This is the Selection Sunday show. It's all, of course, brought to you by Wintrust, Wisconsin's bank. Were you pointing to me for some reason, or were you just making fun of me?
I was pointing to Brian D. He was
where do you think it's going to be? You've said Seattle because I jinxed it.
My official pick now is Seattle.
Just so
because you jinxed it.
I think this idea of an announcer jinx is just the stupidest thing.
Is that because you're an announcer and you often jinx stuff?
No one ever. And now I hear other shows doing it all the time.
Because it
like
happens.
on a free throw. No, it doesn't. Let's get somebody to actually study. Now, we have artificial intelligence. Let's find out about the accuracy of an announcer jinx. What percentage is it? I will go with
I see it all the time.
9%. Yeah, but you forget all the times that it doesn't happen. So you jinxed, are you jinxing a guy at the free throw line if he only makes 60%? No. What degree does he have to be a good shooter to where you jinx him to miss? 80%, 90%? What are the standards of jinxosity? That's all I'm asking. All right.
Some guys are unjinxable.
Oh, okay. See, there you go.
You're not going to jinx Steph Curry at the line.
I've never wanted artificial intelligence used more than for this, the feeling of a announcer
Just accept
jinx.
it. You're a jinx. It's all right.
Just accept
Just
it.
try not to do it.
What? No. That's like accepting that I'm Chinese. I'm not Chinese.
Hey, you're overdue for a break right now.
All right. Time for a break. Next.
Space to relax, unwind, and enjoy great company? Welcome to Third Space Brewing, Milwaukee's home for award-winning craft beer and the official craft beer of Marquette Athletics, Marquette Golden Ale. Whether you're into hoppy IPAs, malty ambers, or crisp lagers, we've got something for every taste. Our welcoming tap rooms and spacious beer gardens make Third Space Brewing the perfect spot to kick back with friends or meet new ones. Visit us in Milwaukee or Menominee Falls. Learn more at thirdSpaceBrewing.com.
You know how it feels to be recognized? Hey, Kathy. Hey! To feel like you belong? What if your health insurance made you feel that way?
Hi, Kathy. How are you?
Good, thanks. Hi, I'm Kathy Mahaffey, CEO of Common Ground Healthcare Cooperative. With health insurance for individuals, families, and small businesses that truly cares about the members it serves.
Morning, Kathy.
Morning. Maybe it's time to wake up to better health insurance.
Are you ready to shake things up at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee? All you gotta do is toss your rewards card into your favorite slots for drawing entries and a chance to be in the Roll for Riches game show. What's on the table? Oh, just $300K in cash and prizes. Play this March, and Thursday nights, you could get on a winning streak that, frankly, you deserve. Let it ride and Roll for Riches. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Experience stands out at Color Inc. That's true for the experiences we create for your customers and the ones we create for you. Our entire crew is unlocking creativity to help you accomplish your goals. Color Inc. is an experiential communications company. We help you capture attention and inspire action with packaging, visual displays, retail signage, influencer kits, and pretty much anything else you can dream up. Visit www.colorinc.com to book a conversation today.
Every Qdoba catering order is a fresh-made Mexican feast of hand-smashed, flame-grilled, sliced, diced, and sautéed flavors perfect for any occasion. Whether you're planning your office's Tortilla Tuesday, hosting a post-game party for your intramural dodgeball team, or trying to bring in a dinner for your PTA meeting that's so good, it'll bump your kid up to an A- in Spanish class. Qdoba Catering. Fresh, hot, easy, delicious. Order today.
A pepperoni pizza for the table.
Thank you.
And may I suggest trying it with our Pepsi Zero Sugar? It has just the right amount of sweetness to complement all that cheesy, saucy goodness, while the carbonation and notes of citrus enhance the flavor profile. Simply divine.
Pepsi Zero Sugar? You've really outdone yourself this time.
Pizza deserves Pepsi.
Hey Golden Eagles fans, Buffalo Wild Wings has partnered with the Marquette men's basketball team to offer you free wings this season. Anytime the Golden Eagles win, fans win 6 free boneless or traditional wings with a $10 minimum purchase. Offer valid at all B-Dub Sports Bar locations throughout the greater Milwaukee area 1 hour after each qualifying game through the following 2 days. Buffalo Wild Wings is the official viewing spot for Marquette away games. Visit GoMarquette.com/BWW for more details. Buffalo Wild Wings is a proud sponsor of Marquette Athletics and the official sports bar of March Madness.
It is the Marquette Selection Sunday Show. Homer along with Hall of Famer Tony Smith. I have gone out on definitely a limb by picking Marquette as a 6th seed. They talk about the importance of Quad 1 and Quad 2 records. And again,
which is significant because you typically go out on the trunk. You stay away from limbs.
I do.
Yep.
But on this, I'm just going by what they've said, the importance of the entire season. It doesn't matter when it occurs. You have a resume of work. What's yours compared to the other team? The play at the end of the year is important only if it gets you into an automatic and to believe that team may play well in the tournament because they're hot. But as far as picking them for the tournament, if it's as they say, based on the entire season, a win early in the year is as big as a win late in the year. And in fact, when people study it, your conference value is determined not by the games that you play among each other, but what everybody did in non-conference play and how good they were, which I think the SEC probably killed everyone. But either way, this is an ultimate test, and then you have conferences now that are so big. So there you have it. I have a 6. You have a 7. The Tony Smith Club, of which I joined, his first ever club, says the likelihood is number 7 because it's going to be between 6 and 8. And yes, I would say 7 is a better bet than my prediction of a 6. And as I like to say, you can always determine the strengths of someone's opinion if they're willing to bet on it and how much. Because then,
are you willing to bet on 6?
Not much. $10.
So you think they're not going to get respected that much?
I don't feel good enough because the people that I know study this, like we talked about Joe Lunardi of ESPN, and then Mike DeCourcy, who I've known for a long time, does it for Fox. And I don't think anybody has them at a 6. Which tells me that at the end of this year, I'm going to have to reassess the standards that I'm using.
I'm still looking around for.
Have you haven't found a 6?
Not yet.
Anyway, yeah. Have you found a course at Fox
2.
Sports? CBS of Jerry Palm, I think, is the other one there. And again, they are excellent. They get almost every team that gets in. Maybe they'll miss one. There's usually one that everybody can't believe it and is just kind of crazy about it. But as far as where someone is seated, I haven't seen enough as to what's accurate. Let Qdoba Catering bring the flavor to your next event. From business meetings to private parties, Qdoba hot bars and party packs have something for everyone. Visit Qdoba.com to learn more or place your catering order for delivery or pickup. This season, Marquette three-pointers have met much more than points on the scoreboard. All season long for each three-pointer made by the men's and women's teams. Milwaukee-based Right Height donating $10 to All in Milwaukee. Right Height proud to support Marquette as they make their postseason run. We have not yet discussed Marquette basketball as far as how they're playing, but my answer is let's go. I think they're playing pretty well. The breaks went their way, and they knocked off and they beat Xavier. And it's clear how good St. John's is. St. John's did almost identically to Creighton what they did to Marquette. I think they might have been down 2 points at half against Creighton. And then,
they were down 3.
And it was close, and then all of a sudden at the end.
They went on a run.
Well, and I mean, St. John's did what people don't realize. They started making every shot. They shot like 70% of the second half.
Yeah, but it's mostly layups.
They had threes, though. But the guys that hit threes, I thought.
Were the only guys that hit threes.
No, you needed to have the Tony Smith Scouting Bureau. The only guys that can hit that you believe are Scott and Lewis. Yes. And it would appear that Michigan will win the Big Ten, defeating Wisconsin. It's 57-53. There's 0.7 left. And Wisconsin led by 10 early in the second half. Where were we at? Oh.
No lead is safe.
No, but you said, look, you play St. John's. 2 guys you can't let shoot threes, Lewis and Scott. And those were the guys that were Ejiofor, you'll give him 20 threes, right?
Yeah, and
shoot them all day.
He might hit one every now and then.
Yes.
That's nothing they're going to live on a steady diet of, at least not successfully.
Richmond will not take the three. He's smart enough.
You would love for Richmond to take 10
Wilcher,
threes.
jack him up. There are other guys that'll just
Wilcher can hit every now and then. You're not worried about him shooting. You're not worried about Smith shooting.
Right. So when those guys got open threes, I thought, what? Tony, they don't read the Tony Smith scouting.
Yeah, and sometimes it's an in-game adjustment as well on guys who are kind of on the, they're not really great shooters, but they're not terrible. Right. Then it's an in-game thing. Like, all right, let's see. If the guy maybe hits one,
I just think I go by Al McGuire. Guy hits one, just let him keep shooting. He's not going to be that good. For example, the problem with Lewis is, and this was going to ask you because he's so good, you go out on him, he'll go by you.
Yeah, Lewis is an aggressive player,
but you're better off to let him go by you when he's burying the threes, when he's on fire.
Yeah, no, the thing with Lewis Jr., though, I don't want to give him anything, but you can get in his head. You can get him a little overly aggressive.
Yes, it's true.
So that's what you want to do with him. He's a guy you want to kind of get in his head a little bit, because I think he's gettable that way.
And in a game they lose in the NCAA tournament, that will be the key.
Yeah, he'll do something.
Yeah, he'll get to his head.
He'll overdo it.
He'll try to do too much.
Correct. That's
and
exactly
the key to their team is
trying to do too
when the
much.
game's on the line, get the ball to Kadari Richmond and let him decide what everybody does.
Yeah, let him facilitate.
Correct.
Because he's not a guy who's going to always try to shoot it.
And
he's going to make a play.
And when he knows Lewis has lost it, Lewis isn't getting the ball.
No, at least not anywhere he can't do anything crazy.
Correct. Yes. And that craziness is very valuable for him. But gear up on game day with Odyssey Greek yogurt, dips, and feta cheese made in Wisconsin. Shop for them at your local grocer, proud partners of Marquette Athletics. We think a rocket is on the way here. This is Selection Sunday Show. Homer and the legend. Used to be a Hall of Famer. I have to decide which is he now, Hall of Famer or legend. Might have to do a discount liquor Twitter poll question at some point. Wow. I like Hall of Famer better, but we'll have to think about that one. Maybe a rocket next.
Wisconsin On Demand is the home for all things Marquette hoops. Stay up to date on the latest Golden Eagles conversations, interviews.
I believe that we can play with anyone, but it's one thing to believe you can play with anyone. It's another thing to go out and do it.
And game highlights.
Sean Jones open three. Good.
Wow.
He hit it.
That's big there.
He hit it out in the corner. Open three.
I'll let your boy.
5 in a row by Joplin.
Find Championship Blue on Apple, Spotify, and wherever you get your podcasts. From the home of Marquette basketball, 94.5 ESPN.
Located on the Harley-Davidson Museum campus in downtown Milwaukee, Motor Bar and Restaurant offers hospitality, engaging programming, and spirited food and beverage. We are an iconic Milwaukee eatery with a Midwestern attitude. The menu is focused on American and Wisconsin classics, like our Fat Boy Burger and a variety of mac and cheese plates and barbecue, plus our all-you-can-eat fish fry every Friday. Head to motorrestaurant.com to see the latest happenings, specials, and a full menu.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End of friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Hey Marquette basketball fans, looking for the ultimate pregame hotspot just steps away from the Fiserv Forum? Stop looking and head to Il Cervo. With a modern Italian menu, full-service bar, and unbeatable rooftop view, Il Cervo has everything you need before the Golden Eagles tip-off across the street. From handmade pizzas and signature spritzes to a full lineup of local beer, Il Cervo is your new pregame headquarters. Open 7 days a week for dinner and weekend brunch. Head to ilcervorestaurant.com for more details or to make your reservations now. It's Marquette game day and everyone is coming over. Make sure your menu starting lineup includes locally produced Odyssey Greek yogurt dips. Bell pepper, French onion, Southwest, Mediterranean feta, and tzatziki pairs great with chips or veggies. Be a host of a healthier game plan and blend an Odyssey Greek yogurt smoothie with 8 amazing flavors of 0% fat Odyssey Greek yogurt. Pull out the MVP, Odyssey feta cheese, a great addition to salads, pizzas, or nachos. Find more game day inspired appetizers, sides, and main dishes at odysseybrands.com.
We are Marquette Sports Properties. At the game.
Tries a three. It's good. He hit it. Oh, baby, what a shot.
On your TV.
Welcome to Inside Marquette Basketball. I'm Sophia Minert, joined by Marquette head coach Shaka Smart.
And in your community.
There is a lot of excitement nationwide about what this squad is doing and what they can do.
Get your brand in on the action. Visit Learfield.com/partners and click Marquette. Marquette Sports Properties, powered by Learfield.
Stop the pin!
Hey Marquette fans, it's David Joplin
and Chase Ross from your Marquette Golden Eagles men's basketball team, reminding you to swing by your local Piggly Wiggly to pick up your favorite game day eats.
Whether it's fresh produce, certified Angus beef, or a sweet treat from our bakery, Piggly Wiggly has everything you need to amplify your Marquette game day experience.
Piggly Wiggly is a proud partner of Marquette Athletics, and remember,
we are Marquette.
Piggly Wiggly, stop the pig!
Homer and Hall of Famer Tony Smith. I've made the executive decision that given now I had to choose between Hall of Famer or legend or Hall of Famer and legend, Tony Smith.
That's too long.
It is too long. I agree with you on that. Because he was honored at Madison Square Garden as the Marquette legend every year. I think they've done it for 2 or 3 years now. Mm-hmm. They honor a player for each team as a legend. And Tony Smith was honored. They didn't. My only disappointment in the whole thing was that they didn't check with me. I think they would have at least had the courtesy. It's like, Homer, Tony's going to leave early in the second half and go down courtside. What are you going to do?
They didn't tell you?
They don't. No one told me nothing.
Really?
Nothing.
You're not in the loop, huh?
Well, so maybe I would want to bring in like Dwayne Wade or Steve Novak, who were not good enough to be selected legend.
To sit in
and they could have said, yes, and they could talk about you and everything else. No, they didn't say anything at all. So that was the only negative.
I think they'd rather watch the game.
But you seemed to do well. You had on a sweatshirt, the Marquette. So
the gold?
Yes. Now, was that a choice? You're going to be on the court. You're going to be honored. Does that affect your attire?
I had 3 outfits picked for 3 games, so.
Excuse me?
That was just the one in line. What do you mean? I had 3 outfits picked for each game.
You do that?
One for each game.
I've never picked an outfit for a game.
Well,
and
you wear something. You have to pack it. You have to plan.
I'm not sure what I'm going to wear.
I know, but you have to put it in your suitcase.
That's true. There are possibilities.
So you know what you're going to wear.
Yes, there are limitations.
Because you only have it.
Though I have purchased things in New York.
Well, not with Marquette on.
Not recently. No, not with Marquette on.
Okay, right.
All right. We haven't had the Rocket yet, but one of the Rockets, and there are, for those who don't know, how many Rockets does Marquette has? Marquette has Chase Ross.
There's 3 Rockets.
Zayd Lowry. And
3 with launch capabilities.
And who's the third one?
Owens.
Oh, Demarius Owens, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. It's a little hard.
I'm not sure if he knows about his launch capabilities yet.
Right. I do not believe, I've never ranked Rockets before, but I don't have him at the same Rocket level. Like, I think that Chase Ross is the highest level Rocket.
Okay.
Zayd Lowry's close. And Demarius Owens is third, which no one should complain about because just to be a Rocket puts you in a special category. For those who don't know, a Rocket is someone who can jump so long that they have a competitive edge against other players. Hang time. So it's not necessarily who jumps the highest, though that helps, but it's how long you stay up in the air. For example, the greatest hang time the greatest hang time I ever saw was Dominique James.
Yeah, he had some launch capabilities.
All right. Joining us now, I don't know if he was a Rocket when he played. He's a point guard.
No.
I got my scouting reports on him even as a high school player. Not one person said he was a Rocket. They said he was quick, he was a great point guard, and he had scoring skills, but he seemed more interested in getting everybody else going rather than...
We can ask him what his vertical was measured at.
No,
that'll tell you if you're in the launch club. Yeah.
You have to have a certain vertical?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
You're going to launch. You got to get air.
Okay, but some people don't go as high, but they can stay up longer. For example, that was Dwayne Wade's greatest ability. Like, Todd Townsend beat him in the dunk contest when he was at Marquette, and I cheated and made it a tie because I wanted to see them dunk some more. But Dwayne Wade could stay up in the air and stay strong even if a truck was
He had a pretty good
him.
vertical, I'm sure.
Yes, he did. All right. Shaka Smart has not responded at all to the question of his vertical.
I'm just waiting for you to...
What?
That's what I deal with.
You can come in anytime
you get a word
want.
In? Right now.
Whenever he wants.
Lay out, as
all right,
they say.
I'm out. You guys take it over.
This is your life, Tony.
Exactly. Trying to get a word in. Hurry up, get one in while he's quiet right now.
You asked what my vertical was?
I believe you're talking to the legend Hall of Famer.
Man, I don't even remember. It was in the 30s.
Hey, that's good. I mean, there you go. He's eligible in the 30s. It's close.
Yeah, but I mean, I remember reading about Michael Jordan having a 48-inch vertical jump, and I didn't know anyone that was even close to that. So
that's way up there.
Put me in awe of him.
That's way up there.
It's not the greatest leaper ever. It's not Michael Jordan. Ain't even close.
Who is it?
David Thompson.
Oh, yeah.
David Thompson, I believe, could not only take a quarter off the top of the backboard, he could stand on the top of the backboard after he was done jumping. But Michael Jordan was, I still remember the first time I saw him play at the arena. He could fly. I'd never seen a person jump horizontally for so long.
That's what you call
and so short. Dr. J had done that more than anyone had ever seen before, but he's so tall and big arms. Michael Jordan wasn't that ball. He's just like, where's the parachute?
He was something.
Yes.
Are we talking about jumping today?
No.
Oh, okay. Can we get to some real questions now?
Wait, is there an NCAA tournament coming up?
That's something. I don't know. Maybe jumping. I know jumping's high on the priority list.
No,
Something
I
else
thought
big
we
here.
were going to have Chase Ross, and he is one of Marquette's rockets.
Yes, yes.
Okay?
He's a launcher.
Yes, and I didn't know if he knew he was a rocket or that whole thing. That's how we got
into
onto that topic.
every day. He knows who can launch and who can't.
I think Chase Ross knows he's a rocket.
Okay.
Yeah, he does.
And at what age do you realize for the first time that you're a rocket?
Chase Ross and his father actually have this running battle about who was the best athlete between the two of them in their prime. And Kareem Ross, his dad, was a very good football player, defensive back. But I never saw him play in his prime. But Chase is tough to beat for sure.
Yeah, he's got that. Chase has got that twitchy D-back type stuff.
He does. Yeah. And he, Chase is one of those guys that when he really, really locked in on running through a basketball, like he's tough to beat.
Yeah.
So, we're just trying to create that all the time. But what I've learned is those guys, like, they need breaks too. With those super, super athletes, they can't necessarily just go run across the country. It's short spurts with them.
Breaks during a game over the course of the season? What is your definition of breaks?
Well, I was thinking of during the game, but, certainly over the course of the season they get run down as well. But, hey, it's March, man. We don't have time for that.
There's no tired now.
We got March Madness here coming up.
Sure you do. You've got to put people in to make the team the best it is, right?
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, as it relates to, we're going to play Thursday, we're going to play Friday, whenever that is. And,
right.
At that time, it's time to go after it.
But even going after it, you make decisions all the time on.
Yeah, for sure. Within the game, I think that's something to manage because not every guy. I'm sure, Tony, you played really, really heavy minutes.
Yeah.
When you were at Marquette. And not every guy is capable of that from the standpoint of maintaining their high standard of play for themselves. And it's a fine line, because obviously this year's Marquette is better when Cam Jones is in the game versus when he's not. But I thought in our second game in New York, he got tired, and I thought it affected him on the defensive end a little bit.
Can I input? If he got tired, it was because it seemed to me it was tough to get good shots. And so he thought, I got to do whatever I have to do to get good shots because I don't want to do this, but it's the best we're getting right now. So I don't want to say reinvent stuff, but create plays, hold the ball, and do things for that reason.
Absolutely. We asked so much of him this year. We've talked about this before. The difference between playing with Tyler and Oso last year, as well as Jop and Stevie and Omax the year before, and now not having Tyler and Oso, it puts a lot more onus on him from the standpoint of the defense's scouting report, their attention. And remember, when you plan out teams, our plan was to have Sean this year.
Right.
And that, certainly would have taken some ball handling responsibilities, away from Cam to have him focus more on scoring. But, what they say about the best laid plans. So, you just got to adjust, and I think he's done a really good job of that all season long.
All right, I believe Marquette is back to playing the way you played earlier in the season. Hopefully in the tournament you won't have to play St. John's. But
hopefully we do, because that would mean that we're both playing for a while, right? Because we wouldn't see them,
Good point.
I think for a couple rounds.
Tony doesn't like it. Just comes to making shots. Like against St. John's, you're doing fine. You come out and make it, and 3-point shooting was like 1 of 2 of 20.
Yeah, we started the game shooting the ball really, really well. I thought our aggressiveness was great. Cam was obviously at a super high level to start that game. But they deserve some credit too. They ramped up their aggressiveness, and I thought that Zuby Ejiofor really, he imposed his will on the game, and that was a big difference. And you can feel it, but as a team, I think there's a lot of things to be taken out of both of those games, Xavier and St. John's. And, man, we've just had such valuable experiences together. I told the guys, earlier today when we met, if we can continue to mold the experiences we have into being our best version, including we've played in 6 NCAA tournament games in the last 3 years. There's a lot of things we've learned there for our older guys. And now's the time to put that thing to.
All right, my one last
Hold on. Let me interrupt you real quick.
You do that a lot.
And he always goes to the final product, which is his shot. But, I mean, obviously we know shot, that's a day-by-day thing. You could be getting great shots and missing them, and you could be taking bad shots and making them. It's the quality of shot that you're getting on a consistent basis, right?
Yes.
The more consistent you get the quality shots, probably the more you got to make. So that's really, I'm sure, what you guys key on most.
Absolutely. And, the interesting thing, Tony, is if you look at our stat sheet, Stevie Mitchell shooting the ball pretty well from 3. Zayd Lowry shooting the ball pretty well from 3. Ben Gold shooting the ball pretty well from 3. Demarius Owens' percentage is pretty good. Royce Parham, since we've gotten in league play, percentage is pretty good. The 2 guys whose percentage is not great are the 2 guys that the 3 of us would probably agree are the best shooters, Cam and Job.
Right.
And so those guys, now they also get by far the most attention from the other team. And the game plan is almost always, hey, let's not let those guys get going from outside. But that's going to be a big key for us is shot generation, as you just mentioned, high-quality shot generation for those guys, and then having the other guys on our team step forward and make big plays as well.
And then you talk about Cam maybe getting tired a little bit, but he had to go on the other night.
Yes.
I'm just wondering how much attention the guys pay to that, as opposed to, because if I'm in that situation, my guys got it going. Like, I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to get a shot now because they got to pay attention to him. He's cooking them right now. Instead of, like, just sitting back, letting them work, like, there's an opportunity there for Cam to say, okay, I'm going to get somebody else off. I know they're going to be really keying on me.
Yes.
Somebody else, you guys keep moving. Don't stand still and get stagnant on me.
And he made some really good passes in that first half. As you mentioned, though, we got cold on some of those shots. But he really was moving the ball around well. I mean, I'll be honest with you. He has had a very good passing season. And, that's going to bode well for us in the tournament if he continues to move the ball and create shots for guys. Because he's, in terms of shot creation for other players on our team, he's every bit up there along with Tyler Kolek last year.
And a great assist-to-turnover ratio, too. He just hasn't.
Very good.
Yeah, better than I know better than anybody. I did the same thing. My senior year, I switched to point guard. I was 2 guard before that. So trust me, I think one of the first games I had 10 turnovers. So I understand it's not easy, and he's been doing an unbelievable job of that.
All right, my last question. I always try to wonder if I'm thinking like Shaka Smart. After the game at St. John's.
Probably never. I'm going to go say.
No. I realize how much we take for granted a certain level of defense, because there was a time in the second half where this just wasn't Marquette and Shaka Smart. It was just so easy for St. John's to score. And I thought Shaka could come in and say, look, I don't care who we play. That's not Marquette. That should never be Marquette. I don't care if we're ahead by 50, down by 50. That's not us. So take a shower and go home. But was it that tough for you as it was, or not tough, or it was just different? You just don't see that.
Yeah, I mean, and again, as a coach, you focus on your team, but I do think, especially when you get to this late in the year, in the conference tournament, if a team gets the best of you, I think understanding what they did well, and Zuby Ejiofor he changed that game, and it's very humbling, for us to understand that there's a lot we have to do better to counteract that. But absolutely, I thought that. This is going to sound oversimplified, but I thought defensively in that second half at times we let go of the rope. And our mentality is always like, just keep tugging, keep pulling, which is easy to say.
Right.
But you know what? I think that watching the Creighton St. John's game the next day gives you a little bit of perspective, because it almost played out the exact same way.
Yeah.
Creighton was up by a little bit at half like we were. And then you could just feel St. John's, and they made a couple runs, and they just imposed their will on the game. But, for us, the onus is now on moving forward. We'll find out in a few minutes who we're playing, and it won't be a Big East team. It'll be a team that's less known. And, for our guys, it's a heck of an opportunity to go on the road to an NCAA venue and go work to be the best version of us.
And is it accurate that the last few games or something, that you've been more you?
Well, I think that the last 4 games of the regular season, even though we went 2-2, there were not 100%, but there were long stretches of who we want to be. And what's tough about those is you come up short in the UConn game on the road when you guys were there. It's like, man, that game was right there. And then that home game against St. John's was a game in a lot of ways. Both teams had won at different times. They made the last basket. But, I thought the Xavier win it showed incredible character, being down and the fight that our guys showed. St. John's, the start of the game, it shows what we're capable of. We just didn't sustain it well enough. It's there for us. I think that, for our guys, there's a renewed excitement. And anytime you get in the NCAA tournament, an appreciation of the opportunity that's in front of us.
Thanks for the time.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
We still haven't determined if he's a rocket or not, but we know he's the head coach at Marquette. Shaka Smart. Next.
Looking for a third space to relax, unwind, and enjoy great company? Welcome to Third Space Brewing, Milwaukee's home for award-winning craft beer and the official craft beer of Marquette Athletics, Marquette Golden Ale. Whether you're into hoppy IPAs, malty ambers, or crisp lagers, we've got something for every taste. Our welcoming tap rooms and spacious beer gardens make Third Space Brewing the perfect spot to kick back with friends or meet new ones. Visit us in Milwaukee or Menominee Falls. Learn more at thirdspacebrewing.com.
Are you ready to shake things up at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee? All you gotta do is toss your rewards card into your favorite slots for drawing entries and a chance to be in the Roll for Riches game show. What's on the table? Oh, just $300K in cash and prizes. Play this March, and Thursday nights, you could get on a winning streak that, frankly, you deserve. Let it ride and Roll for Riches. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
There's something for everyone at the Harley-Davidson Museum campus, celebrating over 15 years as one of Milwaukee's top tourist destinations. Set on a 20-acre park-like campus with plenty of free parking, the HD Museum offers riverfront dining at Motor Bar and Restaurant, one-of-a-kind shopping at 2 retail stores, and a calendar full of events. Take a tour to see the newest exhibit, Creating a Legend, Art and Engineering at Harley-Davidson. And don't miss the Experience Gallery, where visitors can interact with the newest Harley-Davidson models. Plan your visit today at hdmuseum.com.
I'm Sawyer. And I'm Shannon. Together, we're Twin Stunts, the only twin motorcycle freestyle show in the world. We are born and raised in Wisconsin, so we want all our fellow cheeseheads to know that even though we clutch it up, hit 12, and drift in our show, we would never do it on the open road. And there's another thing we would never do on the road. Drive drunk. Drive sober. Or get pulled over. Together, we can save lives. Learn more at zeroinwisconsin.gov. Wisconsin DOT.
You know how it feels to be recognized? Hey, Kathy. Hey, to feel like you belong? What if your health insurance made you feel that way?
Hi, Kathy. How are you?
Good, thanks. Hi, I'm Kathy Mahaffey, CEO of Common Ground Healthcare Cooperative. With health insurance for individuals, families, and small businesses that truly cares about the members it serves.
Morning, Kathy.
Morning. Maybe it's time to wake up to better health insurance.
We love MU, yes we do. We love MU, how about you?
Woo, yeah, I love the Golden Eagles.
Bet you don't even have an MU debit card. Don't let this happen to you. Open a Marquette checking account from Wintrust Wisconsin's bank and get a $100 bonus with qualifying activities. And score yourself an exclusive MU debit card. Visit wintrust.com/Marquette. Wintrust, the official bank of Marquette University. Banking products provided by Wintrust Financial Corp Banks. No minimum to open, no minimum monthly balance or monthly maintenance fees. Available only at Town Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
Miss, your burger is served.
Thank you.
And if I may suggest a pairing, this is our finest Pepsi Zero Sugar. The sweetness of Pepsi perfectly balances the savory notes of your burger, while the citrus and carbonation elevates the taste for a truly stunning flavor profile. Bon appetit.
Now that is one perfect combination. If this is how the other half lives, I could get used to this. Burgers deserve Pepsi.
It is the Selection Sunday Show. We're getting very close to the selections themselves, which will start at the top of the hour. And we'll have other guests on.
Don't you got to go right to break?
Yeah, but I wanted to give you a chance. You listened to Shaka, and so what are you thinking? They're getting ready for the tournament. How do you think he feels? How do you feel about Marquette?
We already know how he feels. You know, this is everything you've done now, up to now, doesn't matter. Right? It's time to go play. You got to find some confidence if you don't already have it, and just believe in yourself and continue to do what you've done. And remember the team you were early in the season, especially on the defensive end, because that's where you got to make your bread and butter. So, you know, I think they got a lot to feel confident about, and just got to continue to build on it.
And you're playing different teams, and they won't know you as well. You won't know them as well.
You'll get some fresh meat out there, and I mean, it's going to be exciting, right? It's going to be exciting. So there should be no lack of energy and excitement out there.
And as he alluded to, they experience it. They know what this is all about.
Yep, some of them do. Not the freshmen, but there's a lot of freshmen who haven't experienced this yet. So it'll be interesting to see how they're groomed for this and how they react once they hit the floor.
Hour 2 of the Selection Sunday Show. Next.
You've been listening to Selection Sunday, brought to you by Motor Bar and Restaurant at the Harley-Davidson Museum. Experience a Milwaukee icon. Marquette Athletics champion partners, Aurora Sports Health, Pepsi, and Wintrust, Wisconsin's bank, the official bank of Marquette. Also brought to you by Coors Light, choose chill, proud partner of Marquette Athletics.
Chase Ross and Cam Jones. Quick three, good. Oh, he's feeling it. He's feeling it.
The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Marquette University Golden Eagles Sports Network. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee, a Good Karma Brands radio station. It's the best time of the year.
Now Chase Ross, he'll penetrate on McKeely. He lays it up and in. Counted in a foul.
We sleep in May.
That wasn't a scoop layup, Cam Jones. That was a rocket layup.
This is the Marquette Selection Special.
Shot for 3. Holla at your boy. Again. Holla at your boy. One more time.
Broadcasting live from the Mecca Sports Bar and Grill in the heart of downtown Milwaukee. Here's Homer and Marquette Hall of Famer Tony Smith.
That would be Marquette Hall of Famer and legend Tony Smith. During the Big East tournament, they honored Tony Smith as one of the legends, as they honored legends at various schools. We have made the executive decision that he will still be referred to as Hall of Famer Tony Smith. Hall of Famer and legend is too long. And I think that there could possibly be debate about what legend means. There can be no debate about Hall of Famer. So I would have asked Tony for his opinion on this, but he's going to say, I don't care.
I do not.
See, I nailed that. Other than saying it can't be both. That's too long.
Yeah.
Because
it's too long for both.
All right. Well, they will start in the selection a little bit, but I want to make sure I have the total right. $17,550. $17,550. Many think that's what we pay you per game, but that is not true. So we have Tony Kavelko. He is with and Jormac, and they are responsible for, I believe, we're going to check with Tony here in a second, $17,550 for $50 for every offensive rebound this season. Tony?
Yes, it was great participating this year and sponsoring the offensive rebounds. And it was also great that Marquette surpassed last year's total.
And those of you who have listened when we talked during the season know the story. But if you missed that one, then tell us, how did you get involved in raising this money for the Tregill Wade Johnson Summer Reading Program, and that would be Dwayne Wade's sister.
That's correct. Yes, we wanted to be involved both with Marquette University and the basketball team, along with sponsoring a reading program for the children of Milwaukee. And so this really gave us an opportunity to do both, with supporting Marquette athletics along with supporting a great charity that has a summer reading program for Milwaukee youth.
Okay, but why? Did you come to Marquette? What's the connection? There are millions of ways that you can be generous and donate.
Well, for many years when I was in middle school and high school, I actually was involved in teaching literacy. And so it's always been something that's very important to me personally, but it was also a great way to tie in both our sponsorship of reading, but also sponsoring something that is important to Coach Smart, which is offensive rebounds, and really highlighting that.
So those are people who don't know Jormac, what you are, what you do. They should know. 17,000. What was my exact number again? 17,550.
Yes.
If Tony Smith would have played, it'd have been over 20,000, but he's old.
I am. That's correct.
Yeah,
Creighton, by the way, was just announced playing Louisville in the first round
on
in
Thursday.
Lexington, Kentucky.
Wow.
Well, that's not a home court advantage, is
not
it?
at all.
No, not at all.
Wow.
All right, back to Jormac.
Yes. So we make sheet metal enclosures for automation and power distribution equipment, and we work with our customers' engineering departments to make the best product possible and support our customers from a technical standpoint.
And the pause was Michigan and San Diego are 5 and 12. Michigan of 5, San Diego.
I was still pausing to see how number 8 Louisville is at home, basically.
Yes. And by the way, 5 at Michigan would tell you, I think, that the tournament championship game doesn't make much difference. It's one game because they beat Wisconsin, and still they are at a 5. Texas A&M is a 4. That's, of course, Buzz Williams' teams. All right, back to Jormac.
Yeah, so we're a custom manufacturer of products, and our way of growing the business is really by solving problems and working with our customers to improve their product and to help them to make a product that is going to work in the environment that it is put into.
And how long have you been involved?
So I've been with Jormac for 2 years. Before that, I was with a couple of different companies in different industrial manufacturing, but I've always been involved in either automation or manufacturing, and so this was just a great fit for what I wanted to do.
So what's it like versus what you thought it would be? Because for people who don't know about Jormac, I want to tell everyone about him because you've been so nice. Is there a website or?
Yeah, so jormac.com is JOR-MAC.com, and you can find out more about our capabilities and the types of products that we manufacture. The big differentiation is our engineering capability and how we make our customers' products better.
Well, is there any last word? You get the last word when you...
There it is.
Marquette is a 7 in Cleveland.
Homer got
I
his
predicted
wish.
that right.
He did.
Who are they going to play? New Mexico.
Did you predict that one too?
I did not.
Okay.
But Friday, an extra day in Cleveland. I get to see my high school friend Bear Thomas, and then New Mexico. Is that where Alford is the coach? Where is I lose track of that? New Mexico or Patino's kid? And
Not
then, hey, a Marquette win. Did I call this one too?
You did.
Michigan State won a shot at Michigan State. Well, Marquette will get a chance on Sunday after they beat New Mexico. Shaka's not here, so I can say that.
There you go.
Tony, you're right. Marquette's going to beat New Mexico.
Yes, they are.
I mean, let's face it. Yeah, you
Absolutely,
should. I don't know that you lose to New Mexico in anything. Okay. What is New Mexico famous for? Tony, you travel everywhere. What? Albuquerque?
What are they famous for? I don't know. Albuquerque? Who knows? I have no idea. I've only been there once. Can't help you.
I can't help you there either.
Well, and Tony Cavalco, of course, with Jormac, kind enough to be here, and we give him all the credit, right?
Do we?
And by the way, I did not jinx it, did I? We're not going to Seattle like you said I jinxed it.
You didn't quite jinx it,
yes. No. I hit the city.
Not from lack of trying,
I
though.
did miss the 6th seed. I thought they would be 6. You were right on the 7th seed. Tony, again, I speak for everyone. Thanks. And I hope we have you on this show every year.
Thank you very much.
And if nothing else, I hope I get to speak to the team and go, you need more offensive rebounds. Homer, what? Oh, I'm not caring about winning and losing. I want more $50.
That'd be awesome.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
Tony Cavelco, again, with Jormac, and again all year. Offensive rebounds, donating money to Dwayne Wade's sister, Tregill Wade Johnson Summer Reading Program at $17,550. Again, Marquette, we already know, against New Mexico.
There it is.
In Cleveland.
On
Friday. Next.
The Marquette Selection Special will be back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Transform your home in one weekend with paint from Menards. Get a paint that combines durability and gorgeous color. Dutch Boy's Forever Interior Paint and Primer in One offers powerhouse protection with its stain-blocking, odor-reducing technology. Refresh your home today with Dutch Boy Paint. Get a gallon on sale now through March 23rd. View our entire selection of Dutch Boy Paint at Menards.com. Plus the weekly flyer and other great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Look what I found.
What is it?
It's a list of the traditional and modern anniversary gifts for each year of marriage.
Sarah and I use a different list. But go ahead and tell us about yours.
The traditional gift for your first anniversary is paper, but the modern gift is a clock.
Well, our list says the first anniversary is always diamond jewelry.
What's your list called?
The People's Choice.
The traditional gift for your 6th anniversary is iron, but the modern gift is wood.
What a coincidence. For the 6th anniversary, our list says diamonds again. What do you have for the 10th anniversary, Rick?
Traditional is aluminum. Modern is diamond jewelry.
Well, there you go. Our lists agree. What have you got for the 7th anniversary?
Copper and a desk set.
Nope. Diamonds again.
I'm beginning to see the wisdom of the People's Choice list.
It's good to have you on board.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Did you make up that People's Choice list, or is it real?
Well, we're people, aren't we?
Find the Kesslers nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
American Family Insurance is a lot like Captain America. He protects the world.
It's just doing my job.
And we help protect your dreams with amazing auto and home coverage. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com. And see Marvel Studios' Captain America: Brave New World.
Suit up. We need to move.
In theaters February 14th. This film is not yet rated.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
The madness is right around the corner, and that means the time for proving your hoops knowledge is too. It's the ESPN Wisconsin Bracket Challenge, presented by Cousin Subs. Fill out a bracket, earn the most points at the end of the tourney, and get a $1,000 gift card to Cousin Subs. One winning bracket, $1,000 to Cousin Subs. When the teams are all selected, you can fill out your bracket on ESPN.com or the ESPN Tournament Challenge app. It's the ESPN Wisconsin Bracket Challenge, presented by Cousin Subs. They believe in better.
Let's talk about home turf. Your lawn is a reflection of your pride, hard work, and even competitive spirit. If you want a yard that makes the neighbors stop and stare, you need the right plan. That's where Weedman Lawn Care comes in. Weedman's lawn care program is kid and pet friendly, uses golf course quality fertilizer, and has an effective weed treatment to dominate any issue. Get a free quote of Weedman's winning formula for your yard at weedman.com and get 50% off your first treatment. That's weedman.com. Weedman for the win.
An infrared sauna in your home? Turn that dream into a reality with Good Health Saunas. ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta here. My infrared sauna from Good Health Saunas has changed my life. An easy-to-install sauna that's great for post-workout, travel, or long-day detoxification. See their variety of sauna options at the Realtors Home and Garden Show, March 21st through the 30th at State Fair Park, or visit goodhealthsaunas.com/Jen and get $500 to $800 off. That's goodhealthsaunas.com/Jen.
Introducing the newest carbless flavor, Mango Vodka. Flavored with the essence of the ripest, freshest mangoes, carbless Mango Vodka will transport your taste buds to a sunny beach getaway. New flavor, still the same carbless crafted cocktails with 0 carbs, 0 sugars, and only 100 calories. Enjoy a refreshing vodka cocktail without the guilt. 4 packs of the new carbless Mango Vodka cocktail are available in stores near you. Find your bliss today at drinkcarbless.com and escape with every sip.
You're listening to the Marquette Selection Special on 94.5 ESPN.
I fell for the devil's daughter. I jumped in, yeah, I drank the water.
It is the Selection Sunday show. The selection has already occurred. Marquette will open against New Mexico, and they're coached by Rick Pitino's kid. Now, I know he has a first name, but basically his whole life he's been Rick Pitino's kid, and he still is today. The Lobos of New Mexico. It'll be Friday in Cleveland. And Marquette win means that they will likely play Michigan State. They are a 2 seed, all of which goes to support my opinion that conference tournaments don't really mean that much. It's all about what you've done the entire season. Homer along with Hall of Famer and legend, at least for today, because it's still close to the Big East tournament where he was honored as a legend. And we're now joined by, well, I want Tony Smith. I want you to introduce our next guest, because I don't know if you're going to introduce him by name or by nickname.
Chase Ross. How do you want me to introduce
the
him?
Rocket?
Chase Ross.
The Rocket. He doesn't even
That's your
know.
name. That's your name, the Rocket.
Okay, Chase. Good afternoon. Good evening.
Chase, see what I got to deal with here?
What?
Chase, you want to do my job for a day?
Okay.
No, you can't. You got to play. Right.
Okay. I don't know if you came up with the Rocket or I did. But
you came up with the Rocket.
I came with the Rocket because he said,
I said he launched.
You launches. Okay, and not everybody launches. You can only launch if you decide.
You got 3 launchers on the team. You, Demarius, and Zay.
Okay.
You 3 guys can get up.
Explain to him what launching means.
He already knows.
You know what launching means, Chase.
I do know.
Of course, you can do it. I told him 2 years ago. I said, dude, just get to your launch pad. They can't do anything about it. Once you hit that launch pad, it's over.
Say that.
So now he understands what it means. Now, you've seen this year, he's been dunking on people, been launching, getting shots off if there's contact. Now he knows all about it. Are you teaching the young fellas what I told you a couple years ago?
I'm trying.
Yeah, get to that. You just got to get in the paint and launch. Then it's over. With the way you guys can jump, they can't do anything with you.
As someone who
can't launch, you got a question for him?
I couldn't even dream of launch. Yes. So when do you first know that you can launch?
Well, actually, this might be surprising. I don't think I was very athletic until I got to like 7th grade. When I played basketball, well, at first I was really just strictly football, but when I played basketball, I just wanted to catch and shoot. No layups, no dunks. Never tried to dunk. And then I guess.
Was that because of a favorite player you had, or was that?
No, it was just. I just literally just want to shoot. That's all.
It's just watching the modern game, right? That's the modern game. You shoot threes.
Well, I want to be Steph Curry, or I want to be.
I think everybody did, yeah.
Did you?
And then, yeah, like my favorite player was Kobe. And then I remember like 8th grade maybe, or like 7th grade summer, I was just like messing around, and then I grabbed the rim. So then I tried to dunk the ball one day, and I fell in love with dunking.
Well, wait, and you did, I'm
did.
assuming.
Yes, he did. Very easily, probably.
So 7th, 8th grade. So, again, as a launcher, Rocket,
yep.
Do you continue to start getting higher and higher, or what's the process? What happens? Or maybe you just get taller, and then that's as much as anything.
I think it's a little bit of both. You get taller, and then you gradually get in the groove of knowing, are you a 1-foot jumper, 2-foot jumper? And when I found out how I can use my athleticism, I started doing all kind of things.
So are you a 1-foot jumper or a 2-foot jumper, or can you be both?
I do both.
Is that?
Sure. Not everybody can do both. Like, you get some guys, I mean, I'm sure you've seen some guys who can just absolutely fly off of 1, and then they can't do anything off of 2, or the other way around. It's not always both.
It seems like off of 2 you're stronger, though, aren't you?
It would seem like it, but it's not right. You agree? It's not always the case.
That is true.
Somebody's a 1-foot jumper or they're a 2-foot jumper a lot of time.
So what were you?
I could do both. Well, because I played volleyball in high school, so that's 2 feet. But I also did the high jump, and that's 1 foot. So
that is.
I did both of them.
We're talking with Chase Ross.
Let's get down to the business now.
What do you mean the business?
We got a game coming up.
Well, this is not about game. This is about people learning about him. Maybe there's someone there young.
Go on his Instagram and learn
Hold
about
on.
him.
No.
We want to know what he thinks about the game.
Maybe there's someone out there who thinks they might be a Rocket, but they think, hey, when does it happen?
Call Chase Ross.
What could be better? All right, what could be better than jumping better than everybody, and you're in a sport in which people jump?
If you want to know if you're a Rocket or not, contact Chase Ross.
Yeah. No, he already told us.
What's your IG, Chase Ross?
No.
Chase Ross is at.
The first thing is, I would assume, because I wanted to do it or try it, it's like grabbing the rim. At what age can you grab the rim? Is there any truth to that, Chase? Or
actually, so when you first grab the rim, like you get these like blisters all over your hand.
You have to do it on multiple times.
Yeah, so I think I got my first blister on my hand around 6th grade.
When did you first dunk in a competitive game?
Oof. I probably got comfortable dunking around like my freshman year or 8th, maybe like at the end
AAU.
Of 8th grade. Yeah. It was a fast break. It was kind of weak too. It was a rim grazer because I was so scared to miss it.
All right.
But then that's just like here. My first dunk, my freshman year, I was so scared to miss it. But now it's motion that I always do every now and then. So.
Yes, it's what everybody. I'm coming to the game. What do you want? I want Marquette to win, and I want Chase Ross to steal the ball at midcourt. So then we can find out.
But everybody up on their toes, like, what's he gonna do? What's he gonna do?
Now you don't know this because you're playing, you don't listen. But Tony always believes that I just go too far with something. Like he's afraid right now that we're going to talk about launching and rocket the entire time you're on. Is that not right?
Yeah.
You think I can do that?
Let's go.
All right. So you ask whatever. I want people to get to know him. The first thing people know about Chase Ross is what? If you watch him play, dude can jump 13th floor, everybody out. Now we can now move on to anything else he wants to tell us about.
All right, what else you want to
What
tell
do you
us
want
about,
people
Chase?
to know about you? I was thinking about players. They don't get to know you. They just get to watch you. You know you.
Something about me. I'm very, very quiet. I like to spend time with my friends, do things like that, and then on the basketball court, I try to be vicious, try to emulate Stevie Mitchell. Man, what a great guy. But just trying to bring things to the game that nobody's willing to do the dirty work, trying to get a win.
So what does Stevie Mitchell do that you, unless you're just trying to be nice to me?
No, I'm for real.
I know, I figured you were.
The deflections, he just, like, I even told him the other day, like, just running back, we score a bucket, I run back, I turn around, everybody's like, oh, I turn around, Stevie has the ball. I'm like, oh, wonder what he did. I get a bucket. So I'm trying to emulate that.
He's just around, like, I think he's one of the team's top offensive rebounders. That's crazy.
He is.
So aside, all right, we know that you launch. We know you want to be like Stevie Mitchell. All right, tell people about the team. This year's team.
This year's team. We are very connected. We love each other. The relationships are there, and they're all good guys. But at the end of the day, going into this tournament, we can't be good guys. So we got to be vicious. But everybody's a good guy. They're all well mannerable. He's got some funny guys.
All right, who's the funniest guy? You're going to bring that. It's going to come up.
Ooh, the funniest guy.
Yeah, you just said they're funny guys. Well, who's on the list? We've got the launchers. We got the Rockets. We already determined that list. It was 3. Who are the funny guys?
Sean is pretty funny. He says whatever comes to his mind. Al is pretty goofy.
Oh, that's Al Amadou?
Yes.
Okay, no one even knows him because he hasn't played yet. So
yeah,
Sean Jones is hurt. He's going to be a huge part of the team this year.
You should actually, I wish people could see Sean on the bench. He just, especially if like the other team's right in front of our bench, I mean,
He's talking to him?
He's talking crazy. It's a funny guy, though.
I want to know about that. Can we get to the real stuff now?
Whatever. You just interrupt me. Go whatever you want.
Done with this.
We already know
we
it's funny.
We got to talk about, first of all, we know we got an upcoming game, but we want to go back a little bit and how you guys got through that tough part of the season where I think we dropped 3 in a row.
Yeah.
And how do you come back from that as far as like, okay, what do we got to do? We got to reset the table. Talk us through how you guys got over that, because you start to play better the last few games.
We just came to the realization. We came in the film room, locked ourselves in there, and basically just told each other what we need from each other and how we're going to get this done. It's not about like the outside noise. Everybody, like, it's all cool. Fans here to support us, but at the end of the day, it's us on the court. So we got to find out what's going on, what we need to do, and we had a nice long meeting with one another, telling each other, hey, we got to do this. You got to get outside yourself. Don't worry about what anybody's saying. Just coming together, and then like Voltron, as we say in our program, we did that, and I feel like even though it's not the outcome we wanted as of like the last few games, but we definitely took strides in what we've come from.
So when somebody's watching, what will they see or notice, and then they'll say, yeah, that's what Chase Ross was saying. Now, I know how can an observer know that you are doing what the team can do? Is there any one aspect of the team's play, or how do we know as an outsider when that's going on?
Look a certain way on defense? Does it look a certain way on offense?
Right.
Just being connected, seeing guys showing passion, not being lackadaisical or drowsy. Just after every play, a steal, out of bounds, anything, a bucket, just passion, daps, slaps, chest bumps, all that. Just passion. So that's when you know we're connected.
See, it seems like you do that almost all the time.
Yeah.
You're saying just a lot of energy, right?
Yeah, just a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Talking with Chase Ross, and I would assume you're going to be going. They're going to already be going about New Mexico, in 5 minutes, right?
Yeah.
This is a question I'd love to ask a player. In a perfect world, there's a minute left in the game. You get to do whatever you want to do. You get to be on whatever part of the floor you want to be. What's a perfect world? What you get to do with 60 seconds left in the game. Where are you, and what do you want to do?
Are we up or down?
Game's tied.
60 seconds left. So that means
30 seconds left.
30. Okay, I was
whatever.
So 30 seconds left. So we're gonna hold for the last shot.
If they get it to you, where do you want to be? And what are you doing?
If they get it to me,
yeah, they're getting it to you.
I want it at the right wing.
Okay.
And I want probably get into like a ball screen, but I also want somebody in the opposite corner. So if I drive down the left side to the middle, I want somebody to cut back door, and I want it to be one of our rockets, which is launching pads, which is probably DeMar Zaid. And if I don't have the shot, I'm gonna throw the lob.
You're so nice. Can I tell you what I want to be if I'm Chase Ross?
What do you want to be?
I'm going to be right when you give me a screen, and I'm telling the world, I'm launching. Do the best you can. You don't think like that.
I'm just trying to win.
I know, but it's a mixture of things that what you do creates something, and then it goes from there.
Exactly. Because they're going to, with the defense, with it being 30 seconds left, the defense is so, like, ball conscious. They're going to stare at you because they want to know what's going on. So they're not going to worry about whoever's cutting. As soon as you cut, throw it up.
Now, while he is in a rocket, Stevie Mitchell seems to catch a lot of passes where he's going backdoor or going at an angle, and people get him the ball.
Yeah.
That's true.
That is very true.
All right. Since we're about out of time because they're going to want you to go, now you get to tell us about Shaka Smart.
Oh.
I mean, we know all the Shaka Smart stuff, but what can't you do? You know don't ever want to do this, because I don't know. I don't think he yells, but I think you probably get a look. I think he might yell. He gets pretty intense. He hides that a little bit, I think. Oh, I don't want to go near Coach if I do that. I just don't want to be around him. No.
Ooh, that's a good question. Probably two things. So say you mess up a play, or like you mess up the play, or no, you do the play right, but you take a bad shot, like say, so we don't shoot mid-range. So say I shoot a turnaround mid-range and I miss. I'll probably just run back on defense, but not looking at the bench.
Because he's going to say, "What are you thinking?"
Oh yeah, I know next whistle, next but timeout. I'm getting subbed out. The second thing I would say is probably if
people could see the smile. The smile is really good.
So say we have like an interaction. Me and Coach have an interaction, and if I say like, so he's player driven, so like I can give my 2 cents and he'll take a voice to it and be like, okay. But say I say something like off the walls, like, no, let's not do that, let's do this, and forget whatever you're saying. He'll look at me, he'll look at you and be like, what? And then, yeah, that's
You don't want the what?
Yeah, you don't want.
But I don't know. You know what I tell people about Chase Ross?
What?
He has one hell of a great smile when he's thinking about something that he thinks is funny. You just did it again. Has anybody ever told you that before? They love when they're being funny. They want to make sure they know it's good if you start laughing, like at least start smiling like that, right? Yeah, I know it's good. I don't think you care it's funny because I saw Chase Ross and he was laughing the way he laughs. All right. And lastly, what if you do it? You know Coach Smart Shaka is going to come up and hug you or whatever, because that's what he likes more than anything else.
Make a winning play, just like get a nice block, get the rebound, pass it down the floor, get a transition dunk, or just getting the deflection or stopping like one of the main guys on the opposing team, shutting them down, saying like before the game, of course, we have our scouting. So say you're going to do this, or their tendencies, and you say I'm gonna shut that down. And
so more of a defensive thing.
Yeah, you go do something. He's exuberant.
Right.
Shows jubilation.
Can I get the last real question?
Yeah, of course. I was going to ask you if he had a question for you. I don't know if he's seen you play. Have you ever seen a tape of him playing?
Actually, I have.
Yes, you should have.
So now let's get some real questions. Last one I want to know is, going into this game against New Mexico, what are you guys focusing on? Not scout report driven, but just focusing on you guys, how you're going to play the best. What would you say your main things that you guys are going to have to focus on to be successful in this run?
It's killed or be killed, obviously, with the tournament.
Right.
Win or go home. So we're focusing on just controlling the controllables, not worried about anybody else, being connected, being present, vicious, violence, desperate, all of that.
Give us a couple controllables.
Our stance, our talk, readiness. We're not worried about no refs calls, the balls, everybody's playing with the same balls. So it's literally just our connectedness. Are we talking? Are we focused? Are we not out to lunch? And last thing I'll leave y'all with is, at the tournament, you're either at the table or on the menu.
Ooh, there you
go.
Love it.
Yeah. Love it. Is that yours or is that somebody else's?
I would like to say I stole that from somebody, but I'm going to take it.
Because that's true, not just in the tournament.
Yeah.
That's true life.
Yeah.
Thanks for your time. Do you want to leave any last Chase Ross comment? Do you want all the Marquette fans, or are you going to leave with you're either, tell them again one more time, you're either at the table or you're the menu?
At the table or on the menu.
Or
Marquette.
Thank you.
Go. Thanks.
Chase Ross, next.
The Marquette Selection Special will be back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
When you don't compromise on the court, you shouldn't compromise off of it either. Lose the calories, not the taste. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. Copyright 2024.
Hey, Bucks fans, enjoy Michelob Ultra at Bucket's Pub Second Round Racine, Bullwinkle's in Brookfield, Stenny's Lake Country in Pewaukee, Thirsty Duck Sussex, Brewski's Sports Pub and Barbecue Milwaukee, and Morton's Pub South Milwaukee. Michelob Ultra, proud sponsor of the Milwaukee Bucks.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Are you ready to shake things up at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee? All you gotta do is toss your rewards card into your favorite slots for drawing entries and a chance to be in the Roll for Riches game show. What's on the table? Oh, just $300K in cash and prizes. Play this March, and Thursday nights, you could get on a winning streak that, frankly, you deserve. Let it ride and Roll for Riches. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Ashton Rotman with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Arrowhead boys wrestler Colin McDowell. The senior McDowell, part of Arrowhead's first team wrestling state final since 2011. Pins in both his quarterfinal and semifinal opponent matches before getting a Tech Fall victory in the WIAA team state title match last weekend against Kaukauna. McDowell, a 25-2 record this season, piling up a 150-24 career record for Arrowhead in his career. And it won't be the last time he wrestles at UW-Madison, as he is committed to the University of Wisconsin to wrestle there upon graduation. Congratulations to this week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, senior wrestler from Arrowhead, Colin McDowell.
Think ski season is over? Well, think again. Granite Peak's bringing you Wisconsin's longest ski season, going strong through April 6th. We're talking spring skiing at Wisconsin's largest resort with live music, fireworks, and endless snow across our incredible terrain. Make it a getaway in nearby Wausau, where comfortable lodging and family activities await. Why travel far when the best spring skiing is right here? Book your ski and stay packages today. Visit skigranitepeak.com for lift tickets and lodging packages. Granite Peak, where winter lasts longer.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA, founder of Right Choice Tax Resolution and best-selling author on how to have less stress with the IRS. We have talked with a number of new clients who told us the same story. They had a tax situation and went with one of those national firms with the TV and radio ads. They guarantee they can settle your tax owed for pennies on the dollar. They take a $10,000 fee up front, and then you never hear from them again. We are a local firm and just want to help you resolve your situation so you can get on with your life. Don't let your bank account get wiped out, your paycheck or Social Security check get garnished, or a lien put on your house so you can't sell it or get refinanced. The state can even put a hold on your occupational license. Make the right choice and call 844-222-1192 or visit rightchoicetax.us today. Schedule a free meeting so we can talk and come up with a plan to solve your situation right now. It will not go away if you bury your head in the sand. Call now, 844-222-1192, or visit rightchoicetax.us.
You're listening to the Marquette Selection Special on 94.5 ESPN.
Don't you love it? Don't you love it? No, I ain't happy yet, but I'm way less sad.
It is the Selection Sunday Show. Marquette playing Friday in Cleveland against New Mexico. They're, of course, coached by Rick Pitino's son. He has a name, but he's pretty much been Pitino's son and has done a very good job there. We are joined now by Marquette Vice President, Director of Athletics, Mike Broker. First of all, thanks for coming on.
It's a long title. Very long title. Doesn't mean much.
Yeah, it does.
How many microphones do you need me to have here?
Two. All right, we have two. One is so that everybody here can hear you.
Don't bump them one to the other. I'll make sure I'm very
I stated before that you were the one person I would ask as far as where Marquette might be playing, because I said you study this as much as anyone else and that you may have checked 50 different sources. as far as information about the tournament for all the various things. How accurate is that?
I am an amateur bracketologist. I will admit
Are you
to
surprised Xavier got in?
I am not.
Okay.
I believe the committee very clearly honored the idea of it's your body of work.
Whole season.
Whole season.
Yeah.
When I saw Creighton at the 9, I said to Danielle Josetti, who I was standing next to, that's good for us because they honored your body of work. And if you look at our body of work, that's appropriate.
No, should have been a 6.
Yeah, I mean, I think you split hairs at that point, but I do. They continue to talk about the way you schedule, and particularly early in the season and 4 years that Shaka Smart has been here, you can just take a look at our schedules, and we've prepared ourselves incredibly well. We played the games they've asked us to play.
On the road.
We played tough games on the road. I think 9 of our 14 quad 1 games were away from home. So again, those things, that's they're asking you or showing you that it's about your body of work, and that should be rewarded. And I'm so thrilled for our guys and everybody in our program for what they've done this year. And you never take these moments for granted, and we get an opportunity to play again on Friday, and we're excited to do it.
Can you explain to people just how important the non-conference schedule is? Because once you start playing teams in your conference, everybody's kind of area has been determined.
Yeah, it's critical. I mean, look, you got to play teams you can beat. You got to play games that challenge you, and you got to play games that set you up for your conference play. And I think I haven't done no quick math on it, but I think the SEC got 14 teams in the tournament. That's unfathomable. That's unfathomable, to be honest.
Determined by what those teams did before they started.
Well, they're playing each other.
Play.
Well, that's part of it. I will say this: like they've done a really good job of scheduling strategically and smart based on who they are, what their roster looks like, and how can they best prepare themselves for conference play. And that doesn't mean, not everybody has to play the schedule we played based on where you are, but can you play a schedule that positions yourself to manage conference play? And when we look at a team like Texas, that's 6-12 in the conference, and they got in, but they had 7 quad 1 wins. So, if you look at their body of work, and the committee says that too, like your conference record really doesn't matter. It's about your body of work, and that league right now is really, really tough top to bottom, and kudos to them, 14 teams in the tournament. I'm thrilled for Xavier. I thought Xavier was a tournament team. We saw them play. Yep. What a game we played with them. We played 3 great games with them, and that would have been really disappointing for me, knowing the quality of our league, the double round robin. I think we're the only ones left of the Power 5 basketball programs that play the double round robin.
Everybody would like to do it.
Yeah, I don't think you can, right, in these larger leagues. But, it's, again, Tony, you played the game. You see an opponent a second time, something changes.
Yeah. Speaking of quality, hosting here in Milwaukee, we have a quality venue, right?
We do.
And so talk about a little bit about that and your responsibility.
Yeah, we love to host. I think this is our 5th time. First and foremost, kudos to our staff. It's an enormous amount of work, but they do it willingly because of what it means to the city.
Right.
Obviously, what it means for the venue. A healthy venue is good for Marquette. Anything we can do to help the city, and we benefit too. But those guys, our staff, and led by Greg Smith, really do it out of love. And I'm so proud of who we are as hosts and how we present a championship for these student athletes. Like this, what an amazing, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity for some of them, and the way the community embraces it. We've been in cities over my 22 years where we've played games with very few people in there. Yeah, and so that's awesome. Like, there's nothing better than when a kid runs out on a court to a full building. That's what you dream to do. And so kudos to Milwaukee and Fiserv and our people for bidding and being awarded and putting on, and we'll put on a spectacular week. And I think it was Iowa State and Kentucky were the 3 seeds here. So going to see great fun basketball.
But it's fair to say if they could, they'd love Milwaukee every year. I mean, there are certain areas and communities that have done so well with attendance in every way, and that's been that way at Milwaukee for...
Yeah, again, I think this is our 5th time, and I think that in and of itself is representative of how they believe we perform when we do the championships. And you are asked to survey venues and locations and sites as a participating team, and we wouldn't be... The NCAA wouldn't bring the event back here if we weren't doing the job that they felt was best for those teams and those student athletes.
Talking with Mike Broker, the Vice President Director of Athletics, I've been told that Milwaukee could have the next round, but that they actually like the round with 8 teams more than that next level. Is that accurate or not?
Yeah, three sessions versus 2, and again, a healthy venue is good for everyone. So where's our best opportunity to drive revenue to the venue? That's important to all of us. Drive revenue to all the businesses that are around the venue that benefit from it, the hotels, and so it's just math. So it's 3 sessions versus 2.
All right, I'm assuming people are elated. Everybody loves Shaka Smart. Everybody loves the program. There's an energy that I assume you see and feel about, that Marquette fans feel about him as a representative of the team and the players and everything. Accurate?
I mean, you guys are around it every day, so yeah. I mean, again, you look at any metric across our campus, whether it's the things we've done in basketball, 50 straight weeks in the AP polls, the second longest streak in school history, 4th in the country, or enrollment, 20, I think we were 22,000 or 20,000 plus applicate students, which were the most in a decade. I think I heard Kimo say the other day, we're coming off one of the largest capital campaign in our program's history, and I'm not going to attribute it all to one person, but it's our program and what he's done to our program. I mean, the beauty of you two guys is you've been around our program a long time, and I was just thinking back earlier today, reflecting on what the seniors have done. 98 wins, 4 NCAA tournaments, a Sweet 16, a Big East regular season championship, a Big East tournament championship. Like, momentum is incredible, but it's really for us, and these are the conversations that I always will have with Shaka, and how do we continue to sustain the success, right? Not just a moment, but I think we've grown beyond moments, and he's reason number one for that. And it's I don't know, anyone could imagine how much things would change in 4 years, and it's always amazing to me that people are given a year. Well, let's see what he does in year 2 and year 3. He was not given any years. He was like, let's see what he does in year 1.
Right.
And look, here we are, almost 4 years to the day, and it's not just the things that we've done as a program. These kids are some of the best kids I've ever been around. I keep using the word neat like I'm a 75-year-old man, but we've just got some of the most unique human beings that I've ever had the chance to be around, and it is absolute privilege to just be a part of it with them.
He's 75, not you.
Well, he's like 95.
That's
but
fine.
He looks 95.
He's in his 95. He's in his 85th year.
Let me just give you both the tip. When you're old, you can't offend somebody by saying they're old. I know I'm old. At Marquette, everybody loves it's great, but you have to be asked all the time about what's the status of college basketball, the way all the things going on, and what do you say to people? Like, what's it going to be like next year?
I think it's going to be what you want it to be. I mean, I'm not a defeatist or an alarmist. It's changing, and that's okay. And kids are going to benefit on the opportunities that they've created and the revenue creating, and that's okay too. But you still got to have a value system and an identity, and you still got to develop. You got to recruit kids you can coach, kids you can develop, kids you can grow as people, kids you can watch maybe go on to play professionally or domestically or overseas, kids that earn degrees. So all those things aren't going to change. And then the thing I think that'll never change, and this is, again, I was talking to somebody earlier today, is at a place like Marquette University, the leader of that program has to be teacher, mentor, role model before he's ever a coach. And then I go back to Shaka. I mean, he's one of the most amazing teachers, mentors, and role models I've ever been around in 25 years of college athletics. And I think when you take that approach and you find the right kids and you coach them the way he and the staff does, these things happen.
See you in Cleveland.
Yeah. Home of LeBron, I guess. Is it still a home of LeBron?
Kinda.
What do you mean? Forever.
We got good mojo. We have good mojo in the NCAA tournament in Cleveland.
We do.
Jay Crowder, Darius Johnson Odom.
Oh, okay.
Homer, you were there.
Yes, I remember it.
You do?
No, I don't.
Okay, go home and watch the games.
I have no memory.
He's been everywhere.
I told those guys earlier that second game in Cleveland when we played Syracuse was one of the best games I've ever been a part of. And Darius Johnson Odom was incredible.
Yes. Darius Johnson Odom was always incredible.
And then I'll stop. I believe we were the last team in the field in 2011, too.
Really?
You would know that.
Yeah. I believe we were the last team in the field. We had to beat West. We beat West Virginia in the Big East tournament in the quarterfinal. We had so many teams then, but I think that was the year the Big East had 13 teams.
Congratulations!
Thank you. Appreciate you guys being a part of it. Congratulations to you too.
Legend.
Legend.
Yeah.
Right here. He was Big East legend. That was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
With Dwayne Wade in attendance.
Dwayne Wade was really happy, but I think he was never more happy than when he saw you prance out there and get your Legends crystal. That was awesome.
Thanks.
You are a legend, Tony, and we're appreciative of everything you do for our program.
Thank you.
And a Hall of Famer, Mike Broker, Vice President, Director of Athletics. More next.
The Marquette Selection Special will be back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Be the MVP of gift giving with a Milwaukee Bucks gift card. From exhilarating Bucks experiences to unforgettable Fiserv Forum events, your gift card recipient can score tickets to Bucks games and other events through the Ticketmaster box office. Shop exclusive gear at the Bucks Pro Shop or get a favorite snack at Fiserv Forum's concessions. It's a win-win gift that lets them choose their experience. To purchase a gift card, visit bucks.com/gift cards.
That weird Wisconsin weather is here. Snow one day, sun the next. But you can always count on Tsunami Express to keep your car clean. With 6 locations across southeastern Milwaukee, Tsunami Express helps fight that salt, grime, and mud with powerful vacuums and state-of-the-art wash technology. Technology like their best-in-class T2 with graphene for a long-lasting shine and protection. Stop at any Tsunami Express location and get your first wash free when you sign up online at TsunamiExpress.com. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Terms and conditions apply. First wash free for new members only.
My overall experience with Gruber Law Offices has been phenomenal.
The treatment was excellent.
They will be supportive of you. They will listen to you.
It was a great experience knowing that I had people to help me.
I know I could count on them to do what I needed to get done.
Experience with Gruber was great.
They gave me my life back.
It was amazing.
He gets results.
We know how to win. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Gruber Law Offices had my best interests at heart.
Being a Pella consultant means helping people build their dreams.
For Jenna, helping others find joy is so rewarding. It's why we love to do what we do.
I enjoy simplifying the process for the customer, taking the time to listen, and finding the right solution.
Randy understands that everyone's situation is different, so we don't just slap together cookie cutter solutions.
Customers really appreciate just how prepared we are. All the samples, the videos, pictures.
Jake arrives at your free in-home consultation with pre-prepared materials to fully envision your dream Pella build.
We're with you from start to finish. You literally have a friend from beginning to end and beyond with your project.
Whether you're working with Ryan or another Pella consultant, we don't go away after the sale. We're ready with anything you may need before, during, and after installation. And right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get windows as low as $22 per month and doors as low as $89 per month. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 3/31/2025.
Woo! Hey, this is Ben Brust from Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin. People can't stop screaming about the Screamin' Sicilian frozen pizza, and no wonder. There's plenty to scream about, like the buttery stone-fired crust, secret recipe tomato sauce, mounds of whole milk mozzarella, and tons of premium toppings. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer and find out for yourself why Sporked called Screamin' Sicilian's Holy Pepperoni Frozen Pizza the best of the best. Screamin' Sicilian. Taste what all the screamin' is about.
Hey, this is Jen Latta from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. One of the best decisions I've made was getting an infrared sauna from Good Health Saunas. Based right in Appleton and Waukesha, they're locally owned for 2 decades. Good Health Saunas are easy to install, cost as little as 25 cents a day, and even include a true lifetime warranty. Learn about Good Health Saunas options at goodhealthsaunas.com/Jen. And you can get $500 to $800 off your purchase. Or see them for yourself, March 21st through 30th at the Realtors Home and Garden Show at State Fair Park. Remember, that's goodhealthsaunas.com/Jen.
Panic strikes as you realize on Wednesday that Thursday is your anniversary. The reservations being secured.
We'll see you at 8.
The gift being purchased. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with early pay up to 2 days early on direct deposits. So even though they call you Last Minute Lisa, we'll make your last minute scrambling a bit easier. You've got this with early pay from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
You're listening to the Marquette Selection Special on 94.5 ESPN.
The Marquette Selection Special. What do we need to lead with? I'm here with Hall of Famer Tony Smith. Marquette plays against Rick Pitino's kid. Marquette has some great tournament wins over
At least
the
you could have found his name by now.
I think
Disrespecting the guy.
I think it's
I called him his
Richard.
kid.
What?
It's rude.
It is, do you think
Rick
you? No,
Pitino's
it's not.
kid.
That's
It's
what
his
he
own-
is.
They don't say, hey, Coach Pitino's kid.
I do. Just like Giannis's
Kids
brother.
don't.
He's Giannis's brother. Kids
Oh,
don't.
wow. Rude.
But I'm not a player on the team. Yes, player on the team.
I'm going to look it up for you. Go ahead.
Richard.
Keep talking.
Richard Pitino. That's his name.
You sure? Then why
I
don't you just
think
say that?
Because he's Rick Pitino's kid, and that's what everybody thinks of him as. And he's coaching. He's been a pretty good coach.
Richard Pitino.
Yeah.
Yes. There you go.
So, and he's done a nice job.
Is
The
he-
best
does
coach.
that make him a junior? Richard is Rick short for Richard?
I'm not sure. I don't know the Patino family that
No,
well.
I'm saying in general, name wise, is
I-
Rick
Seems
short
like
for Richie?
it could be possible. Yes. He's done a nice job at New Mexico. The best coach they've ever had there was Steve Alford. He did amazingly well, and then he departed.
Yeah, and I think Wisconsin is in.
The surprise is that
Forget
they
what-
didn't get to play in Milwaukee.
You think? No, I don't think they're going to get that lucky. I think they're fairly close. What's the next closest to Milwaukee?
I don't have any idea. I didn't spend a second thinking about Wisconsin.
Well, you just were looking up at the board. I saw them go up there, but I didn't see the actual where they were.
No, I think I don't know anything about New Mexico, and I'm proud of it. There's no reason I should. I think it's a good matchup because I want another shot at Michigan State. The last time Marquette and Michigan State played, it was Marquette that was the favorite.
Yep.
The big seed. Now Michigan State comes in as a 2, and so Marquette has the potential for something historic. I think
Yeah,
the last
to make
time they
something-
beat a team seeded 2
Get a chance
would have been when Dwayne Wade beat
to bust some
Kentucky
brackets.
and they were number 1. Yeah. And
always good.
I think Michigan State is good, but
Oh,
you
of
know,
course
of
they're
course,
good.
because you always compare games. Wisconsin beat Michigan State just yesterday or day before, and Marquette, of course,
No, you do
beat
that.
Wisconsin.
I don't think it
it's
matters.
Not, you don't do that?
No,
you don't
that's
compare
you.
games? I know, I
you.
just made that up. I do it. And I don't do it much anymore. Because Michigan State's good, but they're not that good.
Well,
I'll have to look
anybody's
at the other
beatable.
news.
So
The other two, I just didn't want to play anybody from the SEC. I'm
Anybody,
expecting this tournament will be the story of.
Well, SEC, they got 100 teams in there.
That's part
so
of it,
They
but-
got a chance to do well.
Right. But how well they do, and I had said I'd have to look. 6 of the 8, Elite 8, will be from the SEC.
And Big East, 5 teams, right?
Yes.
I expect the Big East to fare well in the NCAA tournament. There's no doubt about that. Especially, see if Xavier can actually get into the field of
They're in
64
Dayton.
by winning. They got to play Texas to get in. So I'm just, I'm with the way they were playing. Now we beat them obviously in the tournament, but I thought they were playing well. Obviously, we know what St. John's is capable of doing. But the other teams, Creighton, we know they're good. And also UConn.
Yes.
I think the Big East should do fairly well. I'm expecting good things out of the
I don't know
Big
what
East.
fairly well is. So.
Probably maybe they're going to win some games they're not supposed to, seed-wise.
Oh,
seed-wise.
Pull off upsets, yes.
Upset seed-wise, yes.
Okay.
And I don't think it's really, because I'm looking at like UConn. It's super
Clark
scary.
Kellogg clearly doesn't believe in me. You think he's listening? He has Michigan State as a Final Four.
Yes, so he's not believing you. But he's got a couple SEC teams
Picking
in there,
Florida to win it, and he's got and Seth.
Seth also has Michigan State.
Also has Michigan State and Florida, and yes. If I was going to pick a champion,
well, they're just going Final Four right now. You're getting ahead of the game
I'm taking
here.
Houston.
You're taking Houston?
Yes, Houston.
For what?
Champion.
Okay, champion. Okay.
Yes.
Jay out of Villanova.
Jay Wright, the former
He's picking
coach.
St. John's.
Yeah, he's been nice
in
to the
Final
Big
Four.
East.
He's got Auburn.
Duke. He's got Duke.
Everybody's got Duke so far.
Really?
Everybody's had
And
Duke
Florida?
so far.
No.
Nope, he didn't. Nope. Jay's got no Florida
He's
in
got
there.
Florida. He's only got one SEC team. I got 2 SEC
One out of
Final
the
Four teams.
60 teams that are in there. How many teams are in the SEC?
I believe 13.
14? No.
Or how many in it?
No, how many are actually in the SEC?
Is it 16 or 18?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a ton.
I should know.
They got 14 in, right? Or 13?
13, I believe.
Yeah, that's the majority of the conference they got in.
Yes.
That can't be easy because you're all playing each other.
Right, which so people should understand, 16.
They got 13 out of the 16
right,
teams.
But
that's
people,
incredible.
Mike Broger talked about it, but that's based on all the things those teams did in non-conference to raise themselves up. And then when you have that many good teams, you get to play them all. And somebody like Texas, because there were so many good teams, they played like 8 or 10 quad one team games. You know, you get to play them
more
twice.
than that. Every game in their conference, every conference game was almost a quad
one or quad 2 might have been. Yes,
their whole season was quad 1.
Right, but
and they did well.
That can't be. That is not determined by what you do in your conference, because it's determined by what you did in non-conference play to elevate so many of those teams. All right, Big Ten has 18. And the SEC has 16, if you're keeping track. Yes, I should have known
18.
that, but I don't feel that bad. So I want to thank everybody here at Selection Sunday, and, of course, Tony Cavalco. He is with Jormac, and they donated almost $18,000 because of all the offensive rebounds to the Tregill Wade Johnson Summer Reading Program. Homer and Hall of Famer Tony Smith and Marquette. Michigan State. Is it too early to say? I can't wait for that game on
Marquette,
Sunday.
Mexico.
New Mexico. Against Richard Pitino.
Focus in, Homer. Focus in. Don't get ahead of yourself.
I am focusing in. I'm focusing on Michigan State.
Well,
that's what I'm focusing.
We're not playing Michigan State.
I'm already ahead to Michigan State.
You can't be playing. No. You don't know if they're going to win either. So you don't know who's going to win.
Yep.
No, you don't.
Marquette, Michigan State. Whatever you want to bet.
Marquette, New Mexico is what I'm focusing on.
I'm willing to bet on that. Yeah, it's going to happen. Thanks to everybody. Scott Kuykendall getting everybody for us. The Rocket, Chase Ross, and he knew he was a rocket. This has been the Selection Sunday Show. Next.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development,